All right. Hola Familia. I am so glad to be here. Welcome. Welcome to today's Comadreando coaching session. For those of you who don't know me, hola, my name is Comadre Cristal, and I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach. And my mission is to just really be here and help raise the vibration and help others on their own spiritual healing journey. And the way I do that is by showing up and giving you the tools that I also personally use, the tools that Spirit tells me to share with all of you. And so that's my mission. I do all of this as a way of just helping because that's all we can do. So this Comadreando coaching session is all about that, and we're going to see what's going on. Friendly reminder, the chat is open, so if any of you want to put anything in the chat, you're more than welcome to put anything in the chat. For those of you who are on the Zoom, you're more than also put anything in the chat in the Zoom. I have both open, so I will be able to check it out. I also, for those of you who want to join on the Zoom for next time, the Zoom is a place where after the session, I close it out on YouTube and then open up the Zoom for any questions or any just honestly just create community. This is where all a bunch of like-minded individuals just share their experience, share what came up for them, share whatever is happening in their life or what resonated because healing in numbers is powerful. So that's what I have the Zoom for. So if you are ever interested in joining the Zoom, go check out my website. All the information is down in the description. I don't have any announcements because technically this is the last session for August. I haven't even looked at September yet. So keep an eye open for September dates. I know that there's some things happening pretty soon. We have a new moon coming up on September 2nd. So yeah, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this new moon and when I'm going to do it. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I think those are all my announcements. Yeah, who's ready to dive in? So, as you all know, or you don't, I like to get grounded first. Three, three, and three, where we inhale for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, and release for 3 seconds. But I want you to do more than breathe. When you inhale, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in love, light, positivity, fire and butterflies is what I like to call it. And then when you hold, I want you to imagine all that energy is just traveling from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet, tips of your fingers. And when you exhale, I want you to imagine that you're letting it all go. Everything that's been holding you down, holding you back, every negativity that's in your body, just let that shit go. We'll do that 3 times. I will walk you through it. Eyes open, closed, doesn't matter. So, whenever you're all ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in. Hold and release. Another deep breath in. Hold and release. Last one, make it count. Hold and release. Okay, so let's begin. Hold on, I gotta change a little. I gotta make a quick change real quick. All right, there we go. So let's see what's going on. Okay. So a lot of the energy I'm feeling right now with this today's session is really about an invitation of looking at things in a different perspective, but not just looking at things in a different perspective, but also really looking at yourself in a different perspective. Because I really do see a lot of mm, self-doubt has been coming up a lot, but not necessarily like not in a very negative way, but there's times where your ego, I'm being told like very specifically, your ego will kick in and start to try to convince you of other things or try to tell you you can't do that. Like No, don't do that. Like, do something else. Like, play it safe. Oh, thank you, Spirit. That's what, like, a lot of you have been playing it safe. There's nothing wrong with playing it safe. Trust me. I know for experience myself. However, one of the things that I really want you all to know is, again, there's nothing wrong with playing it safe, yet it is important for you to start looking at things in different perspective. Try something new. Right now, Spirit's reminding me of the definition of insanity. Definition of insanity is when you keep trying the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. So if you've been doing something for yourself in your own healing journey to be more independent, to be more uh someone like I just heard this, to be more fierce, to be more sass, to have more pizzazz, like whatever that is. Like, but yet you're not making some changes to do that. Like that we got to flip it. We got to start trying to do some things that are different. And and one of the things that Okay, so one of the things that's happening of what prevents a lot of you from really doing things differently or taking a different approach is the fact that many of us are stuck in our ways. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, when we get stuck in our ways, we get stuck in our ways. The thing is that as you've been stuck in your ways, Spirit wants to remind you, like, well, if you're going to be stuck in your ways, then you got to stop complaining. I mean, not to sound as harsh as it sounds, but it's true. Like if you're not gonna change, if you're not gonna do something differently, then you need to stop complaining and then start looking at your life and then find the things to be proud about. Find the things that you can look back and say, okay, this makes me happy and I'm gonna stick with this. Because the thing is that if you are doing things that you are still unhappy with, but yet you're not doing anything to change it, that's why Spirit's like, look, those are your two options. You either change your ways, change your mindset, change the things that are happening, or don't keep doing the same thing. But then if that's the case, you need to start finding things to be proud of about that. You need to start finding things to enjoy about that because it's not going to change. Um, whatever this other people, okay, so Spirit's telling me specifically like the change that many of you have been hoping is other people will change, other situations will change. It's like if I keep doing this situation will get better, or this person will change. It's not going to happen like that. I mean, they can change. I'm never going to come up here and say they're never going to change. I feel like I said this literally not too long ago. But it's going to take more than that. And a lot of the change, again, it's so funny because this message has been coming up a lot. You need to be the change you want to see in the world. Like you want change, you got to be that change. And that starts with you putting yourself out there. That starts with you stepping out of your comfort zone. That starts with you really pushing the limit, pushing your own limit, and going against the norm. I'm hearing like it's like there's a lot of people or situations and things that have kept you in this box. I'm being told that's like, you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way. And if you don't, you're a bad person, or you're not gonna have, oh, this is very intense. You're not gonna have a healthy relationship with God or a healthy relationship with your spirit team, or, because this is all about spirituality. And so I really do feel like many of you still don't put yourself out there out of fear of this condition that has been put on you. So speak your truth, speak up, like share it. And if people who are not going to like it, okay, they're not going to like it. Like you cannot change their perspectives, but all you can do is just keep showing up for yourself. Okay. So that's a lot of the energy that I'm really seeing of what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking a lot about this change of perspective, change of scenery. Many of you probably need to do something differently, try something else out. Um, so yeah. So let's see, Spirit. What's the topic about today? What's the topic? What is it that we need to talk about to really help La Familia and whatever's going on with these energies of showing up for themselves, of speaking their truth, of changing perspectives, getting out of their comfort zone. Yeah, because this is a lot. So let's see, Spirit, what's the topic? What will help my familia on their spiritual healing journey? Mm. We got the Fool and the Nine of Pentacles underneath the deck. I absolutely love this. Um, because here's the thing, we got to just jump off the deep end sometimes. I know it's a lot easier said than done. I know that sometimes when you are on your own journey of life, trying to be a better person, trying to be the best version of yourself, trying to heal your wounds, heal your generational trauma, whatever, because everyone's coming from a different place. The thing is that a lot of the times we start to get comfortable and we start to really um dread change, or there's the fear of losing something or losing someone. And spirit's like, you just got to have faith. Have faith. Like that's like the one of the biggest things I'm really feeling. Like that's what we're going to be talking about today is faith. Like, do you have faith? How strong is your faith? Who do you have faith in? What do you have faith in? How deep has your spirituality gone? How deep is your relationship with a higher power, with God, spirit, source, the universe? Those are all questions that spirit wants you to start thinking about. Do you even have faith? Do you know that if you're at the end of, if you, okay, this is the image that spirit's telling me, and many of you in the familia collective is feeling like this. You're at the edge and it's scary and it's hard. Many of you are looking at the plan. I'm being told like there's like this like I need this plan. I need step A, step B, step C, D. You have all your steps laid out. Many of you are looking at those and you're at the edge and you know that you just need a jump to just do it and trust that everything's going to happen. The thing is that for many of you, there's that fear of like, I can't take that leap. I can't just say yes. I can't just do that. Like, I can't. But Spirit's like, with the Nine of Pentacles underneath the deck, yes, you can. You can absolutely do it. And you yourself are so self-sufficient that you will be just fine. But it's really hard to take leaps of faith if there is no faith. It is really hard to believe that something is going to catch you if you don't even know what that something is. It is really hard to just trust the process when you don't even know how that process is comes to be. I really hope that many of you are understanding what I'm saying. Like that you you gotta just deepen that faith, deepen that spirituality, deepen that relationship with a higher power, with your higher power. And that's the beauty about higher power is that you get to define your own. Um, and so for many of you, I'm also hearing like, if that means going through a organized religion. There's nothing wrong with that. Like if that's what your calling is, go. There's not like do what feels right for you. But if you're going to that and you're just like, but this is like I'm being told you're doing it because that is something that you've always experienced or everyone always told you to do this. Again, this is why I said earlier, like many of you are doing it because it's out of habit or society, your upbringing. I'm not saying to cut it off completely, but you get to start developing and start to create your own relationship. You don't have to have a relationship with God, source, spirit, universe. You don't have to have a relationship with your higher power that is defined by other people. You get to make it your own. And spirit really wants you to start having that, because the more you have that deeper faith in something bigger than you, in a higher power, the more you have faith, the more easy it is going to be for you to take those leaps, for you to just trust the process. For you, okay, it's so funny. It's going to be easier for you to trust, flow, surrender, and let go. Because many of you can flow. I'm hearing like there's flow. There's times where you're just like, yep, this is out of my control. Yep, there's nothing I can do about this. It is what it is. That's great. So you're flowing. I'm also hearing that many of you can sometimes surrender. There's that belief of like, okay, I'm surrendering. Like this is bigger than me. This is beyond my measure. I'm surrendering. The two that many of us and the collective are struggling with is that trust and that letting go. And those two are so important to have, because if you don't trust, that's why you're not going to let go. It's almost like the fear of getting hurt has been affecting many of you. The fear, oh, okay, I'm hearing getting burnt. So again, because in the past, many of you have probably been burnt by this idea of, oh, if I just take a leap of faith, everyone tells me to take a leap of faith, and I'm just going to take it. And then it ends up affecting you. And then it creates this, okay, this is why I can't take a leap of faith. This is why I can't do this. This is why, because it's going to end up burning me. That's not true. Like, the reason why it didn't work in the first place was because the question that you have to ask yourself was, what were you taking a leap of faith in? If you were taking a leap of faith in nothing, that's where it affects you. There has to be this higher power in us. There has to be there's something bigger than us that we can just hand it over to. Um, and that is where the trust starts to develop. And many of you, that trust, we got to work on this trust. We got to, and Spirit's telling me that for many of you, specifically, start working within that trust within yourself. Because here's the thing, higher power is inside all of us. You know, growing up, I always heard this. I grew up Catholic. I always heard this. God is in you. God is in you. God is in you. I absolutely believe it. However, you know, I've also had to unlearn a lot of religious trauma to really get to a place of me having a deeper relationship with my higher power. But the thing is, it all started with me. Like, I had to learn how to trust myself. I had to learn how to trust my intuition. I had to learn how to trust that part inside of me, that spiritual part in me. Because we are all spiritual beings having human experiences. I'll say that one more time. You are a spiritual being having human experiences. The thing is that sometimes we forget that we're spiritual beings because life is really hard. Life will totally mess us up. And when that happens, our ego gets involved and our ego is going to protect us. We got to learn how to start trusting ourselves, start trusting our intuition, start trusting that spiritual part in us. So I really do see, like, for many of you, in order for you to move forward, in order for you to start seeing things differently, in order for you to just trust, flow, surrender, and let go, there is that belief of, who, like, do you have a relationship with higher power? What kind of relationship do you have with higher power? How have you deepened that relationship with higher power? You know, I'm gonna say, okay, this is so interesting that it's coming like this way. Spirit wants me to use it as an example. For many of you, do you remember like when you first started dating? Wherever you are in your relationship, if you've had relationships, if you haven't, like the beginning stages of any relationship, it's always beautiful. There's the butterflies, there's the excitement, but it's the consistency, right? It's that you're talking every day on the phone, you're texting all day, you get a text message and you get the butterflies and you're just like, oh, this is so cute. The thing is, in a lot of relationships, that romance, that part that we love so much starts to die off. And when that happens, that's when the relationships get harder. That's when Spirit's telling me that many of you have had your own relationship with your higher power. You love the things that the higher power does for you. You know, for many of you who have been on your journey with your higher power and you manifest and you pray and you do your candle magics or you do like whatever it is that all of you have been doing, when you see results, it feels good and you're just like, yes, I love it. Spirit's going to call you out, but are you doing it every day? Are you showing up every day for your relationship with higher power? Every day, every day. Not just when you need it, because here's the thing, a lot of people only turn to higher power when they are in like when they're desperate, when they need help, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But if you want a relationship built on trust, that means you got to keep showing up. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. Because the thing is that, like, Spirit's telling me to say it this way. The thing is that after, like, when specifically, I'm hearing there's been times that you've been praying and your prayers are not getting answered the way they've gotten answered in the past. And when that happens, there's this mistrust that starts coming in because your ego then starts whispering, you see, this isn't real. You see, this isn't how it works. You see, you need to do this. And that's okay. We all go through that at one point in our lives. The thing is, then those are the times that you really need to start stepping it up and have a deeper relationship. Really get into doing more prayers, doing more meditations, doing more rituals, whatever it is, whatever feels right for you. Um, but in order for you to take those leaps, in order for you to trust, you have to deepen that relationship. You have to deepen this relationship. You know, I in my Unlocking Your Inner Comadre program, I talk a lot. I have a whole section about deepening your spirituality because that is, I truly believe, the foundation for, as a spiritual life coach, that is the foundation for any spiritual healing journey is a relationship with a higher power. Um, but so if you're interested, go check out my website. I do have spots available for the program. But yeah, so that is what's happening for a lot of you is this, there's opportunities that are coming, there's things that are happening. There's so many oh, Spirit is so good to many of you. I'm hearing like many of your prayers that many of you have been doing are getting answered. And for many of you, they're getting answered eventually. Here's the thing. I need you to hear me when I say that. All your prayers, familia, are getting answered, just not at the time you want them to get answered. They're getting answered when higher power decides that they need to get answered. The thing is, in the meantime, you have to keep with your faith. Don't lose your faith. Don't lose your faith. Keep that faith. Work on your faith. Work on your relationship with God. Work on your relationship with yourself. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Yeah. Whatever I'm seeing here, whatever has you worried, whatever resources, because I feel like that many, especially I'll show you what I'm seeing because I'm seeing it on the card, not necessarily like it's like they're like this, the person is like surrounded by resources, food, money, play, resources, literally resources. So if for those of you who have been worried about resources, you got to let that go. I know it's easier said than done, but again, this is part of trust, flow, surrender, and let go. You got to let go of those fears and know and trust that your higher power is going to have your back. Um, so yeah, whoever's been worried about resources, You're going to be okay. I know it's hard to hear that sometimes, especially when you are stuck in this place of worry, of dread, of anxiety. This is your message directly from higher power. You're going to be okay. You really are. Familia, you're going to be okay. Um, it might not be an easy okay, I'm not going to lie, but I do see that things always end up working out the way they need to work out. So, so yes, your leaps of faith, faith. I really do see this is all about faith. Oh, loyalty too. For some odd reason, I needed to hear, like, someone needs to hear this about faith is also like loyalty. Not necessarily loyalty to others, but loyal to yourself. Again, if you want to have a deeper relationship with yourself, in a deeper relationship with higher power, you need to have non-negotiables with yourself. So, for example, Spirit's telling me to share this example. I, myself personally, pray every single night. And the way I pray is by journaling. I write my prayer. I have a prayer journal, and in my journal, I just journal my prayers. Like I just write a letter to my higher power and pray on it. You know, I've been having a lot of beautiful experiences with my higher power recently, um, and I've started implementing prayers to my specific higher power that helps me. So I do this, and this is commitment. This is not necessarily like loyal, like I'm cheating on God or cheating on a goddess or cheat. Like it's not. It's like loyalty to yourself of this is my non-negotiable. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care if I stayed up late. Like I'm still committed to do this. And so that's what I mean by loyalty. Like you have to be committed to yourself in your relationship with higher power. No one and nothing should be coming in between you and your relationship with yourself, you and your relationship with your higher power, period. No one should be coming in between. And if things, situations are coming in between, that is your invitation to start looking and start setting those boundaries. So if, so I'm hearing that if many of you have been wanting to incorporate more daily prayer into your life, put it on your calendar. Set a time. Set every day at this time I'm going to do my prayers. And literally stick to that. And put your phone on D&D or turn off your phone. If people are inviting you at something, be like, I can't. This is priority. This is priority because when you show, I'm telling you, when you show up for yourself, the universe shows up for you. And the universe will show up for you, but you just got to show up for yourself. You got to have faith. You have to have faith. So, so yeah, having faith. Okay. Let's see what tools can we lean on in regards to gaining more faith or strengthening our faith or yeah, what tools? Because again, easier said than done. Depends. Everyone's in a different place, but if you're hearing this or you're here, it's because you need this. So see, Spirit, what tools can a familia use? What tools can they use to strengthen their faith? Oh, higher power, you crack me up. I love you. Okay, we got the Seven of Cups, Ten of Wands, with the Four of Wands underneath the deck. Ah. I always love this one because I always think of 1111 when I say this one. Okay, so one of the tools that can really help you in deepening your faith or deepening your relationship with a higher power, believe it or not, like it's having fun with it. Use your imagination. Go wild with it. Like, again, my experience. And I hope that my me sharing my experience this can help you all. I grew up Catholic. It was really hard for me to develop a deeper relationship with God because I had all of these narratives. I had all of these thoughts of what it meant to be a good Christian or Catholic woman. Like I felt like I needed to follow this, I needed to do this, I needed to do that. And the thing is that the Seven of Cups is inviting you to, why don't you just blow everything up and then just make it your own? Like, have fun with it. Like, having a relationship with a higher power is not meant to be a unhealthy, toxic relationship. It's not meant to be a relationship of power and control. It's meant to be a relationship of fun, a relationship where you get to explore and have fun and see what you like and leave the rest that whatever you don't like, and that's one thing, like, for many of you are being invited to explore, try something new, go, especially again because, oh, hi, Bat Mom, I'm so glad you joined us. So, um, the Seven of Cups is really talking about using your imagination. If you really want to deepen, not if, for you to really deepen your relationship with a higher power, to deepen your faith, have fun with it. Just have fun. It's God is not mean. And I don't know, someone needed to hear that. Like the idea that there's a wrath, like, yes, I have a wrath. Everyone has wrath. We all have wrath. Like, because it's part of life. However, if you don't want your higher power to have a wrath, don't give your higher power a wrath, and give your higher power this place of love. So, for example, my higher power is all love. All love. Like my higher power is all love, full of grace, full of patience, full of everything that I need, my higher power has. And so that's what I mean by you use your imagination. Run wild with it. Do whatever feels right for you. Don't go down the path of trying to compare your relationship with God to other people's relationship with God. Don't go down the path of saying, well, that works for them, that might work for me. Yes, maybe try it. But if it does not feel right in your gut, because that's where for many of you, I really, solar plexus, not solar, sacral plexus, because that's your gut, your sacral plexus, sacral plexus, your sacral chakra, and your heart chakra. So it has to feel good. Your heart, actually, no, it is solar. My bad. Sorry. For some odd reason, spirit was saying sacral, but no, like if I always put it over my solar plexus. So it's about doing. Okay, that's right, because it's about doing. So if it feels good in your heart and it feels good in your stomach, then yes, do it. But if it doesn't feel good in either one of those, then that means it's not for you. So don't force it. Because a relationship of built on trust, a relationship with a higher power, and a relationship something bigger than you has to feel good. It cannot feel icky. It cannot feel unsure. It cannot feel iffy, wishy-washy. So yes, if your relationship with higher power feels wishy-washy, okay, that's what I mean. Like, so have fun with it. Use your imagination. And another tool with the Ten of Wands right behind it is again, you get to create and make it your own. D- do what feels right for you. You know, look back at your life because I'm really seeing like this moment of deep reflection for many of you of going back in the times that you felt. I'm going to say felt. In the times that you felt connected to a higher power, in the times that you felt that you were in this relationship, I want you to look back and look at the things that made you feel good. Don't look at the things that made you feel bad about yourself, or don't look back at the things that made you feel bad. Like I keep hearing the word sinner. At any point in your life, if you felt like you were a sinner, don't look at those moments. Don't look at those things because that was not God. That was a creation of something of saying like this is the control we need because God is not controlling. Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting topic today. So, anyways, so take back, look at your life and look at the things that made you feel good. At what point in your life has a higher power or has something bigger than you made you feel good? And that's when you can start creating and developing something for yourself using your imagination. So, so start really looking at that. That tool will really help you develop a deeper relationship with a higher power. Because like I said, with so many opportunities happening, with so many things happening, especially because I keep hearing many of you have been praying, have been doing your magic, have been doing your candle work, have been doing your rituals, whatever it is that you are all doing, your prayers are getting answered. Like your manifestations are going to come true. Like they really are. They're just going to happen in divine timing, not your timing. However, if you don't have that faith and belief, you can it could be more painful. That's where impatience, a lot of I'm hearing a lot of impatience comes in. Deepen your relationship with higher power. Just know. It's like I know I'm going to be okay. Hand it over. You know, there's this belief that once you really truly accept that these things, these situations are out of your control and you can just like it's bigger than you, then you just hand it over. But it's hard to hand things over to a higher power when you don't even know who that higher power is, or you don't trust your higher power, or you don't want to let it go. Because I'm telling you, this is why trust, flow, surrender, let go are important in a spiritual healing journey. So use your imagination, reflect, look back in your relationship that you've had your whole life with a higher power, with God, with whatever. Again, everyone's on a different path. And take what you like from that and leave the rest and make it your own. Like, I really want you all to know you get to make it your own. There's nothing right or wrong about a relationship with higher power. There really isn't. But that the more you deepen that relationship, it'll be easier for you to really step into your power, step into faith, take that leap. Because, like I said earlier, I see this cliff. I see many of you needing to jump over the cliff, and it's like, I can't do it. This is scary. This is hard. What if something happens? It's like you go down the what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this? Familia, that is out of your control. You can't, like, we don't know if it's going to happen. Maybe it will happen. Maybe it won't. You'll never know unless you take that leap and you trust that you are going to be just okay because your spirit team, your higher power is always going to protect you. And with the Four of Wands underneath that deck, that's exactly, it's all about the harmony. It's all about the celebration. It's all about living in your moment. Because the thing is that what Spirit's telling me that many of you struggle with your relationship with your higher power is because of that fear of the unknown, that fear of the future. Many of you, Many of you who suffer from anxiety, it's that fear of the future, fear of the unknown, fear of what's going to happen. You don't have control over that. So if you don't have control over that, let's focus in the moment, in today, in this very moment. This is real. I don't know what's going to happen in the next hour. I don't. All I know is that right now in this moment, I am recording, I am here, I am having this amazing session with all of you, and that's real. This is real. Because heavens forbid, if anything, like if the internet went out, that's out of my control. Like I cannot guarantee anything. And that is what it means to have faith. Like you just live in the moment. You're just in the moment. But it's hard to be in the moment when we get caught up in the future. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? How am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to get that house? How am I going to get that job? How am I going to get that relationship? How am I? You got to have faith. Pray on it and let it go and trust. Oh, I know. I'm not laughing at you, Bat Mom, but I hear you. Like jumping off a cliff and hoping for the best doesn't sit well with Capricorn self. I know. Trust me. As a triple fire, it doesn't sit well with me either. However, it's been a lot of working through that. And this is why the tool of using your imagination and just creating your own relationship with a higher power. Honestly, the relationship I have with my own higher power is it's based on compromises. I compromise with my higher power all the time because trust me, my higher power will be like, Cristal, go do this. And I'm like, uh, I don't know. Can I? Can I not? Maybe, maybe not. And then it's like, okay, stop, breathe. Higher power said this. This is part of taking a leap of faith. And then it's like, okay, well, if I need to do this, well, can I compromise? Can I just do this? And then if that works, then I'll keep moving. But sometimes, and this is why a lot of people always think like taking leaps of faith and jumping off that cliff, absolutely, it's scary. The thing is that spirit really wants you to know it's like you can take small jumps. Like you don't have to jump off the deep end right immediately. Like you could dip your feet in. You could even stick your toe and be like, okay, I could jump this. Maybe not. Maybe yes, I can. And it's working your way through it. But a lot of that, for many of you have to start developing that relationship with a higher power in the first place. And that's where, and a lot of that is also being in the present moment, being in the moment. Love your now, literally. Love your now, because that's all you can do. I'm not telling you to love your past. I'm not telling you to love your future. I am telling you to love your now because this is real. This is the only thing that's real. Everything else, I don't know. Will it happen? Will it not happen? I don't know. That's out of our controls. It's up to higher power. It's up to your higher power and how your life is going to unfold for you. But you also get to be a co-creator. This is the part where I always tell people, especially a lot of the people I work with one-on-ones, we are co-creators. When you're manifesting, you are asking your higher power if this is in alignment with you. So that's why for many of you, okay, Spirit's just telling me to tell you this too. So for many of you, oh, that makes sense. Sorry, just like got the message. This is why we're talking about faith, because many of you, again, collective here, but many of you have been losing faith because you have been really trying to manifest something. You've been doing everything. You've been very on point. Like you've been doing your rituals, you've been the good student is what I'm hearing. Like you've been doing it. And some of those prayers are not getting answered and some of those things are not getting answered. And so there's a part of you that starts to lose faith and a part of you that starts to wonder, is this real? Is this really happening? And I want you to all know one thing, and this is what Spirit's telling me. Co-creation is about you asking your higher power, this is what I want, this is what I need, is in alignment with me. And if your higher power is like, this is not in alignment with you, that's why your prayers aren't getting answered. And it's not that you're not because you're deserving or you're not deserving of it. It's because it's again, this is out of your control. This is not something you can control. Especially, I'm hearing, especially when you are praying for someone else. Um, Yeah. Praying for there's been a lot of praying for others, which is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with you praying for others, but familia, are you praying for yourself? Because really, like that's where you need to start. You need to start praying for yourself. Start praying for you to be in a good place, for you to be in a place of well-being, for you to be in a place of joy and of love, of peace, of serenity. So that way, when you're there, that's where the ripple effects affects everyone else. I went on a whole tangent there. Don't lose faith. For those of you who have been like, again, feeling like like some of your prayers are not getting answered, don't lose faith. They will get answered one way or another, all in God's time. And I know. I joke around. I like to say this all the time. I'm the kind of person who will joke around and say, "Okay, Jesus, take the wheel," and I'll be like, look at the speedometer. You're driving a little too slow. Can you move over? I'll take charge again." So trust me, I know everything I'm telling you all. I so relate so deeply because I'm the same way. And yet, yeah, it's taking leaps of faith is hard. I will never say it's the easiest thing in the world. I will, however, say that it is so worth it once you get to this place of deep surrender. Um, but it's taken a lot. It's taken a lot. I was just having a conversation with my mom about this earlier. about how I've been on a spiritual healing journey for about 10 years. How old am I? Like, how old am I? I started, yeah. So about 10 years. I started my own spiritual healing journey about 10 years ago. Um, that's when I was introduced to tarot reading and introduced to all of this. But for me to really like step up my game into deepening my own spiritual relationship with God, that was about 3.5 years ago, almost four. It's been a journey to develop a relationship with God. I'm not gonna lie. It has not been easy. And to this day, I'm not fucking perfect. Trust me. I still make my mistakes. I still want to take control. I still want to demand things from God, but it takes time. It takes time. So just hang in there. Hang in there. Okay. Let's close this out with your chisme. Let's see, what is the chisme that familia needs to hear? This is for those of you who don't speak Spanish, it's the gossip, but this is the good gossip because this is the gossip directly from source, from spirit. Let's see, what is your chisme? What is the words that you all need to hear to close this out? What is the chisme? What is your chisme? Okay. Mm, mm. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about, that pain. We got the Ten of Swords with the Nine of Swords underneath the deck. This is how a lot of you have been feeling. Like this is what it feels like. Spirit is saying specifically, this is what it feels like to be at the end, at the edge of that cliff. And for me to tell, like for me or anyone to be like, just jump over, like you'll be fine. And you're just like, bitch, no, I'm not. This hurts. This is painful. This is hurtful. I want to validate that experience for all of you. I want to let you know that is 100%. Your spirit team is seeing it. Higher power sees your pain. I'm not denying it. It is painful and it is scary. And there's going to be a new day. This too shall pass. God, I used to hate when people used to tell me that. And I mean hate with a capital H. When people would say this too shall pass. But it's so true. When we are in this dark place and we truly feel this fear and feeling this stuck, because with the Nine of Swords underneath the deck, it's that despair, it's that looking. Okay, so it's also looking at your past. When you look at the pain you have come from, the traumas you have experienced, the shit that many of you have experienced, the shit that life has thrown at you. Absolutely. It is taking leaps of faith does feel like this. Having faith in something bigger than you feels like that because familia, you have all been the go-to for many people. If you have been coming across my videos, if you're coming across this video today, it's because you are also a person who just absorbs the pain for everyone else. You are the healer of your family. You are the person who wants to change. You are the person who wants to help. You're the person who people take advantage of. And it's hard for you to take those leaps because it's like, again, you're carrying everyone else's pain. You and that's what it feels like. And so I just want to really validate your experience because it is painful. It is hurtful. It is scary. It is scary to be in this place of I'm hearing a rock bottom of like, I don't know, like this hurts. But that's exactly it is. Rock bottom. When you hit rock bottom, you can't go deeper than rock bottom. There's only one way, and that's up from there. So if many of you have been feeling that you're getting to a rock bottom or you are at rock bottom, pray. That's all you can do. It's just pray. Have faith. Deepen that relationship with higher power. Deepen that relationship with your God. Make it your own. Take what you like and leave the rest. And be open to receiving whatever messages come your way. But I know right now many of you are hurting. I know it's scary. I know it's hard. Higher power loves you so much. Your spirit team loves you so much. God truly loves you so much. I love you so much. All you got to do is just trust, flow, surrender, and let go. And I know it's hard, easier said than done, but it is possible. And a lot of that is by you deepening your relationship with higher power. So that's going to be your homework for all of you. I want you to really look at your relationship. Do you have a relationship with God? For those of you who are on the Zoom, I'll be sure to send you the worksheet so you can continue this conversation in your mind afterwards. Journal it, whatever comes up for you, whatever, however you want to do the worksheet. For those of you who don't, just send me a message. I'm happy to share the worksheet. Um, but yeah, you got this. Okay. All right. Let's close this off with the guided meditation, just to do a little realignment with all of you to get you all grounded, especially if this is how a lot of you have been feeling. Oh yeah, you need to just quiet your mind for 5 minutes at least. And this is going to be a short one because I talked a lot today. Okay. So yeah, let's just start. Let's go. Let's see. Get comfortable, get some water. Actually, I need to get some water. Okay. Let me turn on my music. So whenever you're all ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose, all the way in, hold, and release. Let it all out. Another deep breath in, all the way in, fill your lungs, hold, and release. Drop your shoulders, let it all go. Last one, make it count. Biggest breath you've taken all the way in. Hold and release. Let it all go. Just relax. Focus on your breathing in and out. If you have any other thoughts, let them go. I want you to imagine that right in front of you is your inner bonfire. This is the fire that lights your path, protects you. This is your connection to your source, what gives you energy. And I want you to connect to your fire using your five senses. So take a look at all the details. Imagine what it would smell like. What do you hear? Imagine what it tastes like. And also, what would it feel like? And I want you to also just check in internally. How are you feeling in this moment? What emotion is coming up for you? There's no right or wrong. Just breathe in and out. Focus on your fire. I want you to now imagine that from this beautiful fire comes out a beautiful butterfly coming out from the flames, flying towards you. This is your inner butterfly. This is what guides you, protects you. This is your connection to Source. And I want you to imagine that the butterfly starts to fly around you, circling you around and around, wrapping you up in a beautiful cocoon of protection. Goes around and around you, wrapping you up in this cocoon. And your butterfly lands on the top of your head, leaving protection going down your body, down your face, down your shoulders, down your arms, down your spine, down your chest, down your stomach, down your hips, down your legs, down your feet, going down further, connecting you down to the roots of Mother Earth. You are connected above and below in this beautiful cocoon of protection. Just breathe in and out. If you have any thoughts, let them go. I am sending you energy right now, so just relax. I want you to think about the moments in your life that you feel you've lost faith. If it's right now, recently, I just want you to think about what is blocking this faith. And I just want you to hand it over. If it's any fears attached to materials, to money, to people, to the unknown, I just want you to hand that over to your butterfly. Imagine your butterfly sucking it right up from your mind. Breathe in and out. I want you to also hand over all the burdens that you've been carrying. Other people's expectations, other people's problems, all the worries that you've been holding on to. Just hand that all over to your butterfly. The stress, any bad habits. Breathe in and out. Take a deep breath in and release. Another deep breath in and release. Another big breath in and release. Imagine your butterfly now taking all of your problems, all of your worries, all of your moments of lack of faith into the bonfire to burn them all away, transmuting them to love. Just want you to sit with this feeling of freedom, this feeling of liberation. Breathe in and out. Now I want you to imagine that from this beautiful bonfire comes out your higher self. This is your intuition. This is the best version of you. And they walk right up to you. You give yourself a big hug. And this hug is full of love, full of peace, full of serenity, full of faith. Because I know that this person in front of you is who you are capable of being. So this is real. Breathe in and out. I want you to start receiving all of this love, everything that you're needing to strengthen your relationship with God. Just breathe in and out and receive it. I'm sending you more energy, so just breathe. If you have any thoughts, let them go. Breathe in and out. I want you to repeat after me. I trust, I flow, I surrender, I let go. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I trust, I flow, I surrender, I let go. I trust myself. I love myself. I am divinely guided. I am divinely protected. If there's anything you need from your higher self or from your higher power, now is the time to ask for it and just listen for the answer. Breathe in and out. It is time for your higher self to go back into the bonfire. As they walk back, I want you to just sit with gratitude. Gratitude for this moment, gratitude for everything that you do have, gratitude for knowing that all of your prayers will get answered. Sit with this feeling of love, of peace, of serenity. Feel it all over your body. I want you to take a moment, put your hand over your heart, and just say thank you. You can add to who if you have a specific higher power, or just say thank you. Time to start putting your bonfire away. There's no right or wrong. You can always come back to it whenever you need to. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in, all the way in. Hold. And release. Let it all go. Start bringing awareness back into your body. Start moving around. Open your eyes if you haven't done so already. And welcome back. That was good. There's just so much love. That's like the biggest thing. I just really want all of you to take from this. There is so much love out there for you. And it all starts with having faith. So work on it. However that looks like. I have a 10-week program where I literally will like give you the tools to really deepen your relationship with yourself and with the higher power. It's a beautiful program called Unlocking Your Inner Comadre. So if you're interested, go check out my website. I do have a few spots available. Um, yeah, faith. You know, there's this saying that faith can move mountains. It really can. So have faith. Easier said than done, I know, but it is important. All right, I have no announcements. So thank you all. Keep an eye open. I will be sharing announcements soon because September is literally in a few days. And so I got to put out my September calendar. So keep an eye open for the new moon ritual that we'll be doing. I had a full moon ritual and it was so powerful, so good. Um, so yeah, keep an eye open for that because the new moon ritual is all about intentions and manifesting. So it's gonna be good. And all of it, all you gotta do is have faith. All right. Thank you all for being here today. For those of you who are on my Zoom, stay on. I will open it up for any Q&A or just time to chit chat. Um, And thank you all for here on YouTube. As my kid likes to tell me to remind all of you, if you haven't subscribed already, please just hit the little like button and subscribe. That's what helps me grow. That's what's helping my YouTube channel grow. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, this is donation based. So if you feel called to leave a little donation to buy me some coffee, I'd love that. Thank you, thank you. And with all of that, I am sending you all so much fire and butterflies. And as always, don't forget, love your now. Bye. Okay.